a hungry ferret.
Hey everybody, so today we're going to test the meter. If you want to take a look at the older video, you can. It will show the unboxing, and if you want to take a look at the newer one, it will be on the System OS app. As a quick recap, meter is a Bluetooth device, and it takes measurements of the ambient temperature and the temperature inside of food. So the first step I want to do is test how accurate it is to measure against other devices and tools. So the sous vide device Joule is one of the most accurate devices I have, so I'm going to start running a water bath. Since the meter is not waterproof, I have to place it in a plastic bag. Hopefully the temperature will transfer through the bags without any problem. And I set the Joule for 135. Lo and behold, the meter says it's 135. Now I tried a second temperature, and I set it at 150. And I have a third measuring device, and that says 150 also. From my 3 devices, everybody basically agrees that's within 1 degree of the measurement. Also, I want to test something which I couldn't do before. I want to see if within the silicone bags if the temperature is correct. And the temperature is correct. So I went to the supermarket and I found the thickest steak I could find. I wanted to create a scenario where it will be difficult to grill this thick steak. So the first problem is that it's thick. Second problem is I'm going to be grilling it on a charcoal grill. So I followed the directions, stick the probe into the thickest part, up to the line. And you see on the steak I put a light seasoning of salt and pepper. Within the app, I selected medium rare and I placed the steak on the cool side of the grill. And you can see from the mechanical thermometer, it's very different from what the actual ambient temperature is. I kind of knew this already, so I only use it as a guide. But now I have confirmation of what the temperature is inside the grill. Now to make this more challenging, I decided I wanted to grill other stuff too. I didn't want to waste the heat and also the space on the hot side of the grill. So I placed corn there, and I also occasionally opened up the lid to flip it. Now the steak reached the proper temperature and I decided to crisp it up on the hot side. And you can see over here I have some hamburgers going at the same time. Isn't that a beautiful looking steak? Now I'm just letting it rest, and the meter will tell me when it's going to be done. So first things first is to pull out the meter. I found out it's very difficult to pull out with tongs, so I just used a paper towel. Now let's cut it open and see how it looks inside. And the inside is a nice, beautiful medium rare. The steak was juicy, smoky, and has a nice crusty outside. Now you see on the graph, you can see all the times I lift up the lid, close the lid, probably move stuff around. It's going to create these situations where the temperature drops and then it'll take a while to go back up. Because of that, it will make cooking steak very difficult. But with the meter, you'll know. And you see at the far two ends with the 2 huge spikes? That's probably when I moved the steak over to the hot side of the grill to put it on a nice crust. Overall for steaks, it works pretty well. Next, I decided to do something which I normally have a lot of trouble with, and that's whole chicken on the grill. So first things first is to season the outside and underneath the skin. I also decided to put a beer can in there for weight because I wanted to stand up. And I insert the meter in the thickest part of the die. And of course, past the line. Now on the grill, I put the coals on both sides of the grill. The chicken goes in the center, and within the app, I select the setting for a well done chicken. For this particular case, I did not open the grill until it's ready. And you see the result of the skin, very crispy, nothing was burnt. Now after resting, we're going to cut it into the bird and see how well it cooked. Again, pull the meter out. You can see the chart, the temperature was fairly consistent. Chicken is perfectly done. Super juicy. Every single portion was excellent. The white meat was moist, dark meat was moist and flavorful. The chicken came out excellent. Now the next step is in a home setting. I have here 2 pieces of chicken breast. Since I only have 1 meter, I'm going to put it into the thickest one. Salt and pepper, and then it goes into the pan. After about halfway through, I decided to flip the chicken, and it has a perfectly golden brown crust. You can see within the graph it was fairly consistent. And I let the chicken rest, and then once the meter tells me it's ready, I'm going to pull it out and cut it. So the first one is the chicken without the meter. Cooked well. The chicken's fully cooked and still juicy. And for breast, this is very difficult sometimes. The next one is the meter. Same thing. Well done. Fully cooked. Juicy. The breast with the meter in it was good. And to be honest with you, it was a little bit better than the other one. But you would need more than one if you wanted each one to have its own meter. Now cleaning the meter is actually very easy. All you gotta do is just run it through soap and water and a sponge. And it comes out clean. Never had a problem with the smoke or the oil or anything getting stuck on the meter. So my impressions of the meter are very positive. It does what it says it does. With the brain of the app, it's able to tell you when food is going to be done, how long to wait, and it gets that perfect temperature. The battery life on it seems to work really well. I haven't had a case where I'm cooking for a long period with say 2-3 hours where the battery would just die on the meter probe. Also, the single battery within the case has also lasted a long time. The only issue I have with it is that the cost. It's not cheap. And this expensive tool gets worse as more pieces of meat that you have. So if you have like a lot of little items, then you probably need a probe for each individual one. If you have just one large roast or steak, then you just really only need one. If you want to use multiple ones, I would suggest you get the larger base, which lets you connect through Wi-Fi and through multiple meters. But if you want an easy way to probe your food, track it, and see how it's cooked, this is the way to go. It's so far one of the best systems I ever used.